Hi, I'm Kristin Starr, and this belatedly is a video for day number 233 of my Song a Day project, and the third day of Disney Week. And the song that I'm doing is Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty. I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar to me, and I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you do. You love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam. And I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you do. You love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. You love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. That was my rendition of Once Upon a Dream from Disney's Sleeping Beauty, which I always think of being done just by Aurora, who was voiced by Mary Costa. But apparently it was her singing first and then Prince Philip singing. But I did not do it as two parts. I just did it as the Aurora part, extended. But and then movies from 1959, and I was thinking about it, it seems like a lot of animated Disney movies are from the 1950s, and a lot are from the late 80s through the mid to late 90s. But there's like lots of periods of time where there aren't a lot of well-known Disney movies that I know of. I mean, some are very early, like Snow White, I think was out when my grandma was a kid, but was not actually released on video until like decades and decades later, although I had a copy somehow. But I think that Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Alice in Wonderland were all from like 50 to 59. And there's the well-known ones that are essentially the 90s. I mean, Little Mermaid was 89, but, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Not that that's incredibly notable. Hercules, Mulan, lots and lots of them. But I don't know, I mean, the Aristocats probably fell in some different time period, but I wouldn't consider that the same kind of Disney classic. It's not one of the like princess fairy tale movies, although very clever title. But yeah, I don't know. But oh, and I forgot to mention when I did the Beauty and the Beast song on the previous video, a couple of things. I was talking about how they have that on Once Upon a Time, and it was so exciting on the season premiere. For the first time on the show, to my knowledge, they actually incorporated one of the Disney songs to some extent into the show. They had like a live action embodiment of the famous Beauty and the Beast dancing scene. Although the context is different because they're supposed to have just gotten married, and there's not the fancy stairs, but they had the clothes, and there was this instrumental playing of the Beauty and the Beast song, and I was like, I was so excited. But because usually the show is a very wide adaptation of the Disney fairy tales and like intertwines them very creatively, but you seldom see like something so so reminiscent of it, and that was just exciting because that's a very, very classic, memorable scene and song. Also, I realized since then I didn't even mention my one cat's name is Belle. Well, it's not exactly because of that. When I adopted the 4 kittens, they came to me with Twilight names: Bella, Edward, Jacob, and Arrow. I guess that's something from Twilight. But I changed their names only slightly at the time because, I was still deluding myself into thinking I wasn't going to fall for them and keep them forever. Which, was just that, deluding myself. I don't think I ever really believed I wanted to find them other homes. But anyway, so I only changed the names slightly for the most part. So they became Belle, Eddie, Jake, or Jakey, and Leo. And but at first I did call her Princess Belle. But but it wasn't entirely original. It was just adapted from Bella, which apparently is from Isabella. I'm not familiar with Twilight, but in the interpersonal communications textbook that I've been reading for the class I'm taking, there's an excerpt from Twilight, and apparently her character's name is Isabella. So all these people are naming their kids Bella now, but it's actually Isabella. which makes me think of Phineas and Ferb, but that's like multiple tangent. Anyway, and the third Beauty and the Beast related thing, going back to the previous video, is it was so weird. After I did that video, this email came into my inbox. It said, "Be our guest." And at first I thought it was like a Disney store thing. It was a Hot Topic thing, and sometimes they have Disney stuff. And they had this like, kind of like Victorian looking like frame with a picture of someone modeling this sort of ornate belle dress. And I guess it's for Halloween, but I was like, how weird is that? Like within the same day that I do the song. Although technically the next day, because I was doing the song for Tuesday. But anyway, I'm always on a wacky schedule. But so yeah, Beauty and the Beast was from the 90s. We jumped way back here to 1959's Sleeping Beauty. And that is a really good song, and one that I knew pretty much verbatim. I always sang "So Familiar to Me," which is actually the way I chose to do it in the first verse, but apparently it's "So Familiar a Gleam." So I did it both ways in the song. But it's a really good song, and with a lot of those Disney songs, they'll each re-release have like a different artist redo it, like who's popular at the time. And an additional one came into play with the release of Maleficent this year, which was a very interesting movie, by the way, and had a pleasantly positive end. I did not think it was going to turn out well, but very interesting. Obviously a spin on the original, like very big departure from it, but a pretty cool story overall, although not the betrayals in it. It was horrible. But anyway, interesting movie. You should see. I'm not a fan of Jolie, but it was a great movie, and it was not centric around her, but rather her character. I'm not sure if it's easy to understand the difference in what I'm saying there, but yeah. Anyway, but so, and there actually is at least one totally different version of this song that was recently done by Emily Osment, and they've been playing it a lot on Disney Channel because I guess the movie was recently re-released. And it's very catchy. It's like this: "Once upon a time, I dreamed we were together, in love forever. Once upon a night, I dreamed it was a never ending. Once upon a time, once upon a night, once upon a life, once upon a dream." Not exactly sure about the words there, but I got it down for the most part, I think. But that's a really catchy adaptation of the song. Kind of a reimagining of it, I guess. But what's weird is I had forgotten that Lana Del Rey, who I only like one thing by, and it's like the sped up remix of Summertime Sadness, but she's kind of got like a creepy voice. But anyway, she had done the version of Once Upon a Dream for Maleficent, which is fitting because she's kind of dark and Jolie Maleficent-esque. But so seeing her name there when I was looking into the information about the song to do the thing on the background, it put her voice in my head, so I had to try not to sing it like her. She'd be like, "I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream." I'm overdoing a little bit there, but very creepy, slow, sort of macabre version of the song. But so I had to try not to sound like that when I was doing it because I was singing it based on the original, and because I didn't really want it to sound that way. But anyway, hopefully it sounded good, and I have realized over the few days of this Disney week so far that Disney movie songs, especially without the music, are very short. So hopefully it does not seem like I am skimping on song time here. Another one of my theme weeks could quite possibly involve songs that would probably be even shorter. So I'm sort of thinking about how to do that so it's not like too little music. But anyway, I also chose to do the woods as a background because that's apropos for the Sleeping Beauty thing as she's walking through the woods singing in the movie to all the woodland creatures. And it was funny, right before I started there was like a squirrel or some creature like scurrying about in the background, like not in view, but I could hear it, and I was like, huh, how appropriate. But anyway, just to comment on the posting situation, I'm still as behind as I was before, but now one more video. I was gonna buckle down and edit the too long, but not as long as some others have been, but the too long video 222, but I got tired and did not have the wherewithal to do it, so I've got to try to do at least 3 over the next day. I've got to catch up on this because it's getting worse and worse, and whether they intend to or not, the few people who do watch my videos are probably going to be losing interest if videos are not going up as regularly. Although if they only go up one here and there, they'd be a lot easier to watch, but although still with the banter. But I go into my old Jewish man voice. Oh, you wouldn't believe. But anyway, once again though, I am really trying not to fall further behind, and I'm really going to try to work on catching up, but it is difficult, it's tedious, and with my OCD, my banter gets longer, and my editing gets more like perfectionistic. But although it's still like cut, cut, cut. My friend Steve was commenting on how in my one video, the deck rail seemed to move, and I said, well, that's because I was working with very little memory card space, and I had to do it in parts, so like the camera probably got shifted in between. But, you know, it's not Hollywood where there's someone like keeping track of continuity, like stand on this mark here, put your hand back on your face, okay, go. But anyway, way too much talk again. That's all for that. That's one of the Disney classics, great animation, you know, it transcends time, and a great song. And hopefully I did a good job on it. Once again, that was my rendition of Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty, the Aurora part in the movie originally performed by Mary Costa. Once again, that was my rendition of Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty for day 233 of my Song a Day project, and the third day of Disney Week. As always, thanks for listening, and please check back often. I'm Kristin Starr. Peace. And a daily dose of cuteness. There's my lovely little Leo. Thanks again for listening. I'm Kristin Starr.